Okay, so I visited the Beaverbrooks store in Solihull on Tuesday the 7th of March. It's about 1:30 in the afternoon. I went along with my son, 7-month-old little boy in his pushchair, so there's two of us. We had a little wander around the outside of the store, really tidy, clean, looked nice. Window displays were all full, all done quite a clear and very easy to kind of follow pattern, so well merchandised, watches all together, premium rings, kind of engagement rings, and then the stuff I could afford with the £100 voucher was all in the corner at the far end of the window. So I had a bit of time having a look in there, wandered into the shop. Not much of a reception. The guy who then, it turned out was the manager, was chatting to a girl that had walked in at the same time as me, who would appear to be a friend or somebody he'd not seen for a little while, so they were having a good old chinwag. Didn't acknowledge me when I walked in, and neither did the other two girls that were in there. Had a little wander around. Not the best environment to kind of walk into because there's nothing inside. It's a bit like a cafe. There were 3 or 4 tables with some chairs and no display, so I kind of walked in, turned around very slowly, took a few photos and walked out again. As I walked out again, nobody said anything, asked me if I needed any help, so I walked out, had another look in the windows, and then picked the items I was going to go in and ask. So not the best first impressions, and I genuinely got the feeling that because I didn't look like I had a lot of money to spend, mum pushchair, not a couple looking for engagement rings, not somebody there with clearly rolling in lots of money that was going to be spending a lot of money that wasn't really the customer that they were going to spend their time on today. Walked back in, asked the manager, who was just finished his conversation with the girl at the front, asked him if I could see a couple of items, so I explained which ones they were, and he passed me on to the girls. The girls will sort that out for you. So then he asked me to sit down, and then he passed that over quite quickly. The first item she brought was not the right one, and then we sorted that out. That was fine. Charlotte, the girl, she's very friendly, very polite, asked me a couple of questions about what it was for, but didn't really progress down that line, so didn't offer me any kind of comment on the products that I asked to see. So it was a couple of items, a pair of earrings and a little bracelet. I'd said they were a birthday present for somebody, a special birthday present. She interacted a little bit with my son, which was nice, so she did acknowledge that he was there, and then had a look at the products. She did get them out of the carrier bag, the little plastic bags that they come in, and put them into the display tray. I think that would have been much nicer if that had been done out of sight, and they put it on the tray, because you get the impact and that gives you that appearance of quality products rather than if they come in a little tiny carrier bag. Put them down, we had a look, and then I said, well, I'll take them both, and then I'll keep one and give one as a present. And she said, quickly, well, I'll go and take the payment for that now then, if that's okay. So she quite quickly closed the sale. No kind of questions whether there's anything else I wanted or anything, but that was fine. We walked over, and then she started packaging them up. The packaging, I have to say, is probably one of the nicest things about the experience. Very well packaged, bit of tissue paper, nice bag, especially bearing in mind they're for a gift. But I did have to ask whether they would come packaged, because it kind of wasn't very apparent, especially when they come in the little carry bag. So I'll show you one of them. They both came in the same sort of display packaging. So we've got a nice pair of kind of freshwater pearl drop earrings, and then the other one was like a little rose gold bracelet with a few kind of little crystals on it. So paid. As I was paying, the manager was asking about the couple that had left, so kind of talking over my head to the other girl that was stood behind the counter as well, and was kind of mainly interested to see whether they thought they were going to come back and buy the rings that they'd been trying on, and they'd spent quite a bit of time with them on. So that was a little bit strange to have that conversation over the top of me, but yeah, it was what it was. Nothing was overwhelming for a shop front that had very little, probably sub £300 on display. Subsequently found a few pens on the counter. They're trying to have a sort of a premium sell. The packaging was probably the most premium thing in there, and I'd probably give the experience a 3. So if I'd been spending a lot more money, probably wouldn't have spent it there. Manager was a little bit of a kind of typical salesman kind of appearance, but didn't really seem to interact much with what was going on within the shop. jumped on one guy who came in with a nice coat and nice scarf and branded clothes. Jumped on him like a kind of a bit of like a let's have a look, what have I put in my report? Was kind of all over him like a rash. So I think he was quite selective over who he talks to, and the girls were very pleasant, very nice. The two ladies that worked behind that were there, but in terms of their clothes, it looked a little bit shabby. It wasn't kind of, there was a name badge on black clothes, but there was nothing particularly smart about their appearance. So for a premium jewellers, it was a bit of a letdown. And as I said, if I had more money to spend, I probably wouldn't choose to shop there. But clean, tidy, there was nothing kind of about the environment that was wrong, apart from the fact that there was nothing more welcoming on the inside in terms of more displays. So if you didn't spot what you wanted in the window and you kind of got halfway into the shop, if I hadn't been going in with this kind of mission and kind of purpose, I probably wouldn't have wandered in because there was nothing in there. Okay, thank you very much.